Hello and welcome to this lecture in marketing management. In this lecture, we are going to speak about the recent trends and innovation in marketing, green marketing as well as agile marketing. In the slides that I would take you through, we will talk about the various innovations which are taking place in marketing in the recent years, and we are going to speak about green and agile marketing. So, let me change the slide and start with the lecture. So, on this slide there are certain recent trends and innovations which are listed. So, let me read out those trends and innovations which are happening in marketing, and all these innovations and recent trends are making marketing all the more interesting for the consumer as well as for the marketer. So, some of the recent trends and innovations which are happening in marketing area are digitization, or we can also call it digitalization. So, in this a lot of things in marketing are going digital, and we will understand the meaning of digitalization when we will explore this in the coming slide. Then the concept of personalization is also evading the marketing space, and a lot of consumers are demanding personalization for themselves. So, personalization is one of the concepts which is driving the marketing these days, and it is proving to be very effective for the marketers because they are able to target their consumers better through the concept of personalization. Storytelling is one more concept which is gaining ground, and storytelling is becoming very popular, and a lot of marketers and a lot of companies have adopted the concept of storytelling to promote their products, and storytelling is specifically being used for product promotion as well as attaching the consumers with the product or service on an emotional level. Then one of the recent trends which is being observed in marketing is the preference to consumer experience. So, the concept of product and service, there was a time when product was considered as a dimensional object, while service was more towards the experience. But this difference is fading gradually, and now especially the focus is on customer experience. So, whether it is the product which is at the core or whether it is the service which is at the core, the marketers are trying to make the customer experience as pleasant as possible. So, whether the customer is thinking of purchasing the product or whether the customer is taking the service, the focus of the marketer is to make the customer's experience as pleasant and as memorable as possible. So, it is experience marketing that is gaining ground these days, and a lot of emphasis is being put on how the customer experience the purchase. So, the overall purchase experience is what is gaining ground and becoming more and more important as the time is passing. Then after the preference to customer experience, we will speak about influencer marketing. So, this is the era of influencer marketing at the micro as well as the macro level, and we are into, like, we have observed the times when brand ambassadors were used to put an influence on the people and so that they can purchase the product. Brand ambassadors are still existing. The celebrities, the sports stars as well as the film stars as well as the music stars, and the people who are experts in those areas. So, those are hired, those are signed as brand ambassadors for the product. So, the concept of brand ambassadors is existing, and it has not gone away, but because digital marketing has penetrated the marketing space to a very large extent, and today people are purchasing products online and they are viewing the ads on social media as well as on website. So, the concept of influencer marketing has also come there, and influencer marketing can be carried out at the micro as well as the macro level, and it is all pervading. So, the concept of influencer marketing is also gaining ground, and influencers are those people who can influence their circle or influence the people around them regarding a product or a service. So, in marketing terms, influencers are the people who can influence the consumers or influence their circle, people in their circle. So, influence is becoming important. So, we will take a look at how influencer marketing works, because this is a relatively new concept, and in 2020 we heard a lot about influencer marketing. There was also a phrase called twinfluencer, in which twin brothers were appointed as influencer for a company. So, such kind of words which were jargon few years back have now become words of common parlance. Then from influencer marketing, one of the things that is proving to be very important in marketing today is importance to consumers' data privacy, because the transactions have increased many folds and the customers' data has also increased many folds, and because the data is being captured and kept in the electronic form these days by the companies. So, data privacy has become a big issue which was not there earlier, because earlier there was not much focus on recording of the data and all, but today with organized retail and online shopping, the data issue has gained a lot of importance, and how this data is being used by the companies has become very critical and crucial in the eyes of the customers as well as in the eyes of the market regulators. So, this is one of the latest innovation and trends which is happening, that a lot of importance is being laid to the manner in which the customer data is being used by the marketers. Last but not the least, we will discuss about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are core technology concepts, but these core technology concepts are being used in marketing, and we will see how they are being used in marketing, and companies are reaping huge profits. So, artificial intelligence is a relatively new concept, and only the bigger organizations are in a position to invest so much of money so as to reap benefits out of AI, what it is called as a short form. But it is a fact that as the time will proceed, the artificial intelligence technology will be available to other organizations also, because technology with the passage of time becomes inexpensive. So, when artificial intelligence will become inexpensive and even the smaller organizations would have access to it, at that time there will be extreme competition, and this is going to benefit the medium and the small organizations also in the longer run. So, now we are going to look at these recent trends and innovations one by one in the slides to come. So, let me take you to the next slide, where we are going to discuss about digitization. Digitization, as I told you, that it is also called digitalization. So, we can call it either digitization or digitalization, it is one and the same thing. So, the first point says that digitalization is when the companies use digital technologies to change a business model and provide new revenue and value producing opportunities. So, digitalization is when the companies start using the digital business models and they bring in the digital technologies into their marketing efforts. So, we can also write it like digital marketing or online marketing is equal to the traditional marketing plus information technology. So, we can create here an equation that digital marketing is equal to traditional marketing plus IT. So, IT stands for information technology, and digital marketing also includes social media marketing. So, these days we observe that there was a time when having a website was enough for a business, but today the times have changed, the technologies have evolved, even the internet has evolved itself over a period of decades, 2 decades, and now it is not just a website that a business needs, but a business needs much more than that. So, any middle level organization or a bigger organization is investing, a proactive organization is investing a lot of money into digital resources, and it is creating a lot of digital capital also. So, digital resources consist of the website of the company, it can consist of the social media, on the various social media platforms. So today there are very few businesses that are not using social media. Otherwise, whether a business is small or it's medium or large, the business is using social media, and it is leveraging social media as a tool for customer connection and promotion. And social media, as we know, that social media itself has multiple platforms, like Facebook is there, and we have other platforms such as LinkedIn and Instagram. YouTube is one such platform which offers a lot of opportunities to the businesses. So digitalization is about leveraging all these digital platforms which are available to the business. And we should not forget that a lot of companies now have offered their products and services to the consumer in the form of e-commerce. So e-commerce model, which was relatively new, has now gained ground, and a lot of products and services are now being made available on e-commerce. So 5 years back, medicines were not available on e-commerce. Now even medicines are available on e-commerce, and any person can upload the prescription and then order the medicines, and the medicines would reach the customer within 2 or 3 days. So there are so many services which are also available on e-commerce. We can take some example of Urban Company, which has become Urban Company from Urban Clap. So there are so many consumer services which are available. Not just the products, but also the services are being made available on e-commerce. And with a deep penetration of smartphones, and the penetration of smartphones has increased, and more number of people are using smartphones now, and internet technology has also deeply penetrated. It has gone into villages, it has gone into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So with the penetration of technology as well as smartphones, now more and more number of consumers are using the apps. So companies are also focusing on developing apps besides websites. So we can say that when we talk about digitalization, we should also talk about the apps and the websites. So websites do exist, and companies are working on making their websites as creative as possible. But along with the websites, the companies are also focusing on developing apps, because technology has penetrated into villages, into tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and so many people who were not using smartphones have now started using it. And in 2016, we had the 4G internet, which was made available to the Indian consumers. And ever since 4G internet has been made available to the Indian consumers are using internet more. Indians are getting world's cheapest data. And in terms of data consumption, we are in the top 10 countries of the world. So therefore, it makes a lot of sense for the organization to invest in their digital resources. Let me read out the second point. The second point says that digitalizing an organization can give competitive advantage by doing things better, faster and cheaper than the competition. Products and services can be marketed in a better way. So today a company can develop an app, and the users can download that app and use the company services. One of the prime benefits of using an app is that the app can give notification on the smartphone to the consumer. So any offer, or if any new service comes in the market, then a notification is given to the consumer. Then email marketing is something which we are all familiar with. So whenever we open the inbox, we see that so many emails of various companies are visible in the inbox. So these companies have huge consumer database, and through the emails they make the consumers aware about their products and services. Now the benefits of digitalization are very obvious for the organization also, as well as for the consumer also. For the organization as well as consumer, one of the benefits of digitalization is 24/7 functionality. So even in the middle of the night, if a consumer wants to know about the service and the product of a company, the consumer can simply log on to the website and can come to know. Then better reach and less cost are other benefits. Sitting in India, a company can reach out to a customer in US through internet. So this was not possible in traditional marketing, but today internet has made it possible. And through less cost, so digital digitalization or digital marketing is one way in which the company can decide their budget. They can start small and then later on they can increase their marketing budget. And digital means are also cheaper than traditional marketing. So, a TV ad is extremely costly, while an internet ad is very less costly in comparison to a television ad. Last but not the least, as we talked about e-commerce. So, e-commerce is one thing that is very beneficial to the company. So, their products are being sold online all through the day. So, the physical store might be closed, but on the internet the products are being sold day in and day out all the time. So, with this we close the topic of digitalization and move to the next slide, which talks about personalization. Now, personalization is one innovation that is taking place in marketing. So, every customer needs to be wants a kind of personal experience, and the customer is not interested in so much of information. Now, this is there are a lot of advertisements which are being shown on the television as well as on the internet. So, customers are not interested in all the ads which are being shown on TV and internet, but they are interested in the products and services of their choice only. So, they want to see the ads that interests them rather than all types of ads. So, that is the basis for personalization. Let me read out the first point. It says that it was recently estimated that we are exposed to between 6,000 and 10,000 advertisements each day, and the number is only set to increase. So, because number of organizations are increasing, number of products and services are coming up every year. So, this number is set to increase. So, it means that customers are bombarded with a lot of information which might or might not be of their interest. Forbes highlighted that out of 1,000 people surveyed, 90% want personalization. So, what does it actually mean? Personalization actually mean tailoring the content using the data received about the preferences, the purchase history and browsing. So, today most of the websites offer cookie functionality, and when we are using the website, we have to accept the cookies, and the cookies keep track of the browsing behavior, and according to the browsing behavior then we start seeing the ads on social media and elsewhere. So, companies are using personalization to target consumers in a better way and thereby increasing their own sales. So, this is proving to be a very effective concept. Storytelling is the next point. Storytelling and sharing has become a mainstay of marketing. Now, customers want to connect with the brands on a much deeper and emotional level, and the way to connect consumers on a much deeper and emotional level is to give them a touch, give them a human touch. So, the desire for the authenticity and the human touch has been perpetuated by the social media. So, using the social media, the companies are giving them real time experiences, human touch, emotional bonding through storytelling. So, by weaving the brand message together with emotions, businesses are giving consumers reasons to buy their products. We can take the example of Mahindra Rise, which is again a campaign which is launched by Mahindra Group, and through the concept of storytelling, the customers are getting connected with the corporations on a much deeper level rather than on a superficial transactional level. So, no company wants to connect customers only on a transactional level now. Every company wants to cultivate a relationship and a deeper bond with the consumer, and storytelling is one way to do that. So, that is another good innovation that is taking place in marketing area. Preference to consumer experience. Every company wants to give a consumer the best possible experience. So, today whether the consumer is buying a product or whether the consumer is buying a service, it is the experience of purchasing that matters, and every company, every proactive and thinking organization rather is trying to give consumer as best as possible the experience of purchasing, so that the consumer, owing to that best experience, can become a loyal consumer and can purchase the products and services again and again. Consumers today are able to interact with the brand through a variety of channels. So, the consumer can interact with the brand through its website, by visiting the physical store, through the social media, through the app, through the email, through phone, etc. So, there are so many channels which are open today to interact with an organization, and therefore, it is important that cross channel strategies are used to enhance the consumer experience. So, this experience should be as good as possible, and there shouldn't be a bad experience. So, one bad experience can actually put the customer off and can enable the customer to switch over to some other company, and therefore, the experience is extremely important. Omni-channel marketing. Omni-channel marketing is like using all the channels for your marketing. So, omni-channel marketing brings all customer interaction points together, and including the physical location, the e-commerce, email, social media, and views them as a single integrated customer journey towards the purchase. So, it is very difficult today to draw a solid line between the store purchase and the website purchase and the purchase through app and interactions on social media. So, all these have to be viewed together, and a holistic view has to be developed, and then the customer has to be contacted with that type of view in mind. And when this happens, then only customers can be assured of getting a wonderful experience from the company. So, experience matters. Then influencer marketing is gaining ground these days, and we can define influencer marketing as the customers are eager to connect with the brands that deliver authentic experiences through their marketing activities. So, today is the era of influencer. An influencer can be a person who has used the product or the service and now is ready to share his or her experience about the product or the service with others. So, in general, companies have influencers who have strong hold on people, and people listen to them, who are real life people, and they are not models, they are not film stars and superstars, but real life people who have experienced the product and the service and now are ready to share their experience on social media or elsewhere through the people on which they can exercise their influence. The second point says that this is where key opinion leaders. Now, influencers are also called opinion leaders. So, key opinion leaders step into these strategies, helping brands extend the reach of their message to their target audience through a trusted and recognizable voice. So, influencers must have a trusted and recognizable voice, and the companies are doing their promotional efforts. They are showing the ads on the TV, doing the ads on the radio and television and through magazines and newspapers, etc. Beyond that, influencer marketing has emerged, and it is beyond all these efforts that the companies look forward to take their promotional message or take their communication message to a much deeper level. So, it is through the influencers that the companies connect with their potential customers, and the messages are then conveyed to them. So, influencer marketing operates at a very deep level, and it is through a research it has been found out that 45.5% of professionals from the FLB industry, FLB stands for the fashion and lifestyle industry, feel that micro influencers are the most appropriate tier of influencer for their brand. So, people from the fashion and lifestyle industry, they consider that the micro influencers are the most appropriate influencers for their brands, and therefore, influencer marketing is greatly helping the companies in profit and making high sales. Then we talk about the customer data privacy. In customer data privacy, we talk about one example in which it is said that in Europe, the mishandling of personal data can cost a company up to euro 20 million. So, such is the importance which is laid on the data of the consumer, and the companies are now becoming very cautious, and companies are using customer data very carefully. They are avoiding data leaks, they are enhancing their security systems, they are collecting the customer data through leak proof channels, and because the cost of mishandling data can be extremely high. So, in India also the the government of India has ensured that customers data should be used in a very proper way. In future, the amount of personal data handled is set to rise. Now, in future, number of companies, number of products, services, number of consumers, number of transactions, everything is set to rise, and when everything is set to rise, it means that the amount of data with the company will also increase, and because the amount of data will increase, the companies will have to make sure that this is secured, foolproof, and hackers are not stealing it. So, the companies have to ensure that the tools that a company uses to gather and store this data are compliant is essential. So, certain standards have been made, and the companies have to adhere to those standards, and those companies which are not adhering to those standards are fined, whether it is in Europe or elsewhere, and there are laws which are related to the customer's data. By managing mail lists, the databases of the business and press contacts, and performing periodic checks of inactive contacts and categories, companies can take the right steps to safeguard themselves from data infringement. To sum up, it is extremely important that the companies use customers' data in a careful way and protect that data at any cost, because if the data leaks, then it's a kind of it can hurt the consumer's interest, and it can be extremely dangerous at times. So, therefore, the manner in which the data is handled is extremely important, and this is gaining ground, and in marketing this is mattering all the more with each passing year. Artificial intelligence, coming to the last point, that's AI. AI is sure to be at the heart of the global business. For example, Microsoft and Uber use robots. So, there are many companies that are using machine learning, AI and robots to manage their day-to-day businesses. Like on the other slide, we have a headline like which says that Amazon's India machine learning helps deliver in containment zones. So, we are going through a pandemic, and many of the containment zone area have been formed which are closed. So, it is the artificial intelligence which is helping Amazon India to deliver even in the containment zones by identifying the specific houses in which COVID positive people are living. So, this is a great breakthrough, and Amazon is one such company that leverages AI in a very big way. Now, we talk about the green marketing and the agile marketing. So, green marketing is the effort marketing which is environment friendly, and whenever it is becoming more and more popular, because we are facing climatic challenges with every passing year, and these challenges are becoming more intense. So, even the marketing has to become green in order to sustain, and green marketing can involve a number of different things. So, let me just read out the number of things which green marketing can involve. It can involve creating an eco-friendly product as electronic vehicles, so e-vehicles. So, these are eco-friendly products. It can involve using eco-friendly packaging. So, paper packets instead of polythene is an example in which user-friendly packaging is considered. Adopting sustainable business practices and focusing on marketing efforts on messages that communicate products' green benefits. So, the Indian cab company Ola gave a full page ad in which they promoted their share rides, and Ola said that while taking share rides, what we are doing is we are contributing towards decreasing the pollution. So, if people are taking share rides, then instead of multiple cars, they are using one car, and therefore, the pollution will come down. So, this was one green way of promotion in which Ola highlighted the benefits of taking share rides, and this was green marketing. Then we talk about another term called agile marketing. Now, agile marketing is concerned with, it's a tactical marketing approach in which the teams identify and focus their collective efforts. So, agile means speed, it is speedily. Agile means when things are speedily done, when things are done in a very responsive manner, and company teams complete the projects cooperatively, they measure the impact and continuously improve. So, marketing teams reach out to the customers, they are responsive, they undertake the projects, they complete the projects, they take the feedback, and all these things are done in a very time bound and effective fashion, and also there is a continuous and incremental improvement of the results over the time. So, agile marketing is a tactical marketing approach which focuses on all these areas, and agile marketing is about responsive, time bound, a very fast moving kind of marketing. So, this is the era of agile marketing. Agile means quickly moving. Now, benefits of agile marketing, I would like to point out the benefits of agile marketing. Respond quickly to changes in the market. So, whenever the market is always changing, it's dynamic, and the companies have to respond quickly. Then companies have to produce rapid campaigns that can be tested and optimized over the time. Companies have to use inputs from other departments to augment marketing efforts, justify choices in campaigns and projects with hard data, and collaborate with team members to prevent tunnel vision approach to marketing. In short, agile marketing is about becoming as responsive, responsible, and quick with the changes in the marketing environment. With this, I come to the end of this lecture. We covered a lot of topics such as we covered all the innovative strategies which are taking place in marketing. Then we covered green marketing as well as agile marketing. This brings me to the end of this lecture. Thank you so much. This was Ashish Avasthi. For any queries, you can write to me on my email ashish.awasthi@imsec.ac.in. I'll be more than happy to reply you back. Thank you so much.